Hey guys, today I'm filming the first update for my summer project tan pan. If you guys did not see my intro, I will have that linked up in the cards. And in this first month, I have had quite a few changes, and you have had a little sneak peek of those changes if you guys watch my chit chat get ready with me using all of these project pan items. I'll have it linked in the cards as well. In that video I showed you everything in action, and as you guys know, I usually have a complicated routine with a lot of different combos, so you were able to see my go-to summer makeup look using my project pan items. So I would love it if you guys checked that out as well. So as I said, there have been quite a few changes. I decided to remove 2 items from this project. I have 3 items I'll be adding in as a replacement. 2 of them should be really easy, so I'm counting them as one basically, so I'll share that with you guys. But also, I had talked about it in my intro. Once I finished up my ColourPop Super Shock, added in something else. And usually once I finish up a face primer, I'll add in another one. But I was just asked to be part of a Project Pan collab, and I said yes. The last time it came around, I said no because I'm so stuck of like just doing my seasonal projects, and I really regretted not being a part of that. So I had to say yes to this one. This is going to be the Finish 13 by Halloween Project Pan. The intro is going to be coming up next, and that project is going to overlap my summer tin pan and my fall tin pan. So I have quite a few items that I'm going to be panning from now until the end of the year. So the items I had in mind for replacement products in this project, I'm going to be instead putting in my 13 by Halloween project. And of course, when I was picking all of the items for that one, I also had to think about what things I wanted to start panning in my fall project, which I'd already started thinking about, so it wasn't that bad. So with all of those 3 projects in mind, I had to be really careful about what items I was choosing for each project, but I think I did a good job picking items where I could be successful panning them, but some that are a little bit more challenging, so it is fun. And basically the change for this project is that I'm not going to be adding in replacement products besides what I'm adding in today. And those items that I was going to put in here are going to be my Halloween project pan coming soon. So let's finally get into the update. I was only able to hit my goal on one thing over this past month, which is a bit of a bummer, but at the same time I feel okay with that because I am making great progress with the other items in my project, and I think next update is going to be amazing. So the one item I did hit my goal on is the Anastasia eyeshadow in Tempera. It's from the Modern Renaissance palette. It's also in the Soft Glam. My goal was to finish it completely, and I was able to do so, which is crazy. This is a shadow I used to set my eye primer. It is a light cream shade with a satin finish, and halfway through the month I did end up repressing it, so I'll show you a before and after picture of repressing. So I went through that way quicker than I expected. I thought I might use it up in 2 months, but I'm really happy to have at least one thing done so far. So now I'll let you know about the 2 things that I'm removing from this project. The first is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Opal. So I already knew this was a highlight that was too dark for me, but I was hoping that when I got back from my cruise, I would have a little bit more color and it would work better for me. Well, if you guys saw in my Get Ready With Me, it was after the cruise. I did get a little bit of color, but it was still too dark. So I was having to layer with the Anastasia Ombrizi highlight, and it worked fine that way, but it felt like a waste. And I decided that instead of just panning it, having to mix it with something else every single day, I would rather give it to someone else. So I gave it to my sister, who only owns one other highlighter. It's a little mini of Champagne Pop. She got this at Sephora Play. I gave my sister Opal because she does have more of a tan complexion than me. I tried it out on her and it looked beautiful, so I feel really happy with that decision. And the other item I'm removing from my project is the PatentPolish Lip Pencil in Fearless. I wore this one probably 4 times over the past month. A beautiful bright blue tone pink, but I decided that I would rather focus all of my attention on the Go for Girlie shade in this project to try to finish that one completely, and I am going to put this one on hold until next year to pan it. So now I will show you the 3 items I'm adding in as a replacement. The first 2 don't have a ton of product left, so I'm basically counting them as one, and those would be the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Primer, my favorite pore filling primer. I'm somewhere around here, and it is still probably going to last me well. I don't need a ton of product. This goes a really a long way, so it should definitely be finished in 2 months though. And then the other item that's part of this little duo is the Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is the little travel size. I can see through the packaging, but there's so much stuck to the sides, I can't tell exactly where I am. I tried to take out the sifter and it wasn't that easy, so I'm just going to need to try again and be really careful. But I went to use this up as well, use it every single day to set my under eyes. Both of these are my everyday routine, so I figured it should be easy enough to finish these in 2 months. The other item I will be adding in is a perfume. This is a rollerball of the Dolce & Gabanna Light Blue. I am right here and the product stops right there. So I have this much product to work through in 2 months, which I think should definitely be possible. I really love this fragrance, but it's an eau de toilette, so it doesn't last on my skin the longest. I would definitely repurchase this if I could buy it in an eau de parfum, but I just want to go ahead and have this used up out of my collection since there's so little left. So those are my 3 replacement products to finish. So now I will show you guys the progress on all of the items I have left. The first is the Boscia Porefecting White Charcoal Mattifying Treatment Primer. I started out right here and now I'm all the way down there. So I used up that much product in a month. So this primer, I've learned I have to apply it in a certain way in certain areas of my face. This is really similar to the Makeup Forever matte primer and the Becca Ever matte, where it's a really thick glowy consistency. I think this one is easier to work with than those, but it is really similar. So I basically massage it through my hands and then pat it in my oily areas, because otherwise this will ball up and peel off my skin, which is very frustrating. Also, I can only apply this in my most oily areas. I'm really oily on my forehead, but towards my brows I get a little dry, and if I apply it too close here, it doesn't blend out nicely and then my foundation looks patchy and dry over there. So I just know the perimeters of where I can apply this product to keep my makeup looking nice. So now that I know the right ways to apply it, I think my makeup should be looking flawless every day, and I should definitely have this finished off by next month. The next item is the NYX Sculpt in Highlight Duo in the Ivory Taupe shade. I've just been using this Ivory shade as an under eye corrector. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see, but I'm starting to see through the packaging, and when I open it up and look inside, it really just looks like there's product stuck to the side and a little on the bottom. So I'll definitely have it finished off by the end of the project, but potentially by next month. We shall see, but I'm really happy to see this much progress because I was a little bit nervous about this item. My third product would be the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. I started out right here and I'm all the way down there. So I've used up about half of where I started from. So this might be done by next month, or it might take me to the end of the project. I'm okay with that because I've fallen in love with this. So this powder gave me some troubles at first because even though I love the formula and I love the way it looked on my skin, it always made my makeup oxidize. So I have been mixing this with my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. Where my skin tone is at now, I mix 3/4 of the Too Faced and 1/4 of the Maybelline into a separate little container and apply it all over my skin with a damp beauty sponge. I'm in love. Then I've got the eyeshadows in this project, and I told you guys that the Anastasia eyeshadow in China Rose, which was in my Tamana palette, it is a single as well, and I've been seeing it at every TJ Maxx near me, so check it out if you're interested. It's really similar to NARS Orgasm, so I was going to use it as a shadow and a blush. And in the Tamana palette, it is right between a matte chocolate brown and a black shade. So I was trying to apply it with my blush brush. I got a little bit of black and I put it on my cheeks because I wasn't really paying that much attention. So I decided I would rather use this up as a blush, and I repressed the product into this little pixie container, which I'm so happy I kept, and this is what it looks like. And I did take a picture right after I repressed it, so I'll show you that now. So it doesn't really look that much different since then, which makes me a little nervous that it might take me till the end of the project to use up. This is a really dense product here. It isn't really powdery or flaky. I've been loving it as a blush, and because it is a shadow, it is really pigmented as well, so I cannot go ham with this, which is a little bit of a bummer. I did love it on my eyes, but mixed with those other Anastasia shadows, it made them not pool warm. They looked a little bit more neutral tone with this, which I didn't like as much, so I'm definitely going to prefer using that up as a blush. Then for the eyeshadows, I'm actually using as eyeshadows. The first one I have is my ColourPop Super Shock in Get Lucky. I wish I had a picture from the intro, but basically all you could see was this little center pan, and I've greatly expanded it since then. This is the most beautiful gold ever. I use this with the Anastasia shadows in my Get Ready With Me, and I love it so much more. And the Anastasia shadows paired with this pull their more true warm color, and it's so stunning. So I think I should definitely be able to have this finished off by next month, since I just have the outside perimeter. And then finally, the other Anastasia shadows I've just been referencing for the past couple minutes. That would be Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange from the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm using Raw Sienna as my crease color and Burnt Orange as my transition color. I've got some dips in them, but I'm nowhere near hitting pan. I'm thinking it will take me all the way till the finale to hit pan, but it is still possible. I love these two shades so much. I also told you guys in my intro I was going to have some bonus shadows of Golden Ochre and Isabel. I'm not going to do that anymore. I haven't used them at all. I don't really feel like it, to be honest. And my last item is my MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencil in Go for Girlie. So I actually have a ton of progress in this one, and that's because I've been reapplying it like crazy. I've probably been reapplying it more than I've needed to, but I feel okay with that because I really want this used up. So here are my progress lines from the intro to now. So I have about half of where I started from, and here is what that looks like. It's a really pretty color, and it's always been a favorite, but for some reason it looks even more neon and a little unwearable sometimes. I'm feeling very dedicated to having this finished by the end of the project, and considering how much progress I made over this past month, I definitely think it is possible. So guys, that was my first update for my Project Tin Pan Summer Edition. As I said, the next video you guys are going to see from me is the intro for the Finish 13 by Halloween, so I'm really excited to be starting another project as well, and hopefully I can use all of these items together. I think that is certainly possible, so I can make progress on everything. If you guys are doing a project pan right now, I would love to know which one it is and what you're working on in the comments down below. I would also love to know your thoughts if you've tried out any of these products. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.